Hello. Just started the video. Day 2. I'm getting settled in still. I don't know. Am I restless? No, I'm not restless. I'm just whatever. Anyway, I'm here. Hey, welcome to the Cognizant Crone. Today's day 2 of my 365 days of vlogging. I should call this something. 365 days of spirituality, or something. Yeah, that sounds good. We're gonna run with that today. So day 2. I'm gonna jump off something I was talking about yesterday, day 1, right? New Year's Day. I wanna talk about spiritual practices that you have. Now, yesterday, I'm just gonna touch on this briefly. I talked about wiping the slate clean for New Year's and starting over. And I want to now, it's kind of a segue for today, talking about what do you want to take forward into the new year in terms of spiritual practices. So we're gonna do a brief little chat on this, although it's me talking, so chatty Cathy, this could be a long one. So I was talking yesterday at one point about things like meditation and affirmations and mantras and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm not knocking those things if they work for you. Here's the challenge I'm going to set for you. Here's your challenge. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. I think there would be a lot of value in taking stock of your spiritual practices. So let's say you sit down and you write it out. Okay, so writing out stuff is always good, even though I'm not the journaling girl. I make lists. I love lists, so there you go. If you're not a journaler, make a list. Sit down and make a list of the things that you do that you would consider spiritual practices. Okay, so I just gave a few examples: meditation, affirmations, mantras, right? Using mudras, right? Like the positions of the hands, could be yoga, could be praying, right? Definitely a spiritual practice from my perspective. What I want you to do is think about all those things that you do. Write down your list, or however you want to do it. Maybe you'll do a video like this, right? Whatever works for you. But I invite you to do that and then look at your list and think about, when do I do this? How often do I do it? How long do I do it for? And most important, what am I getting out of it? Right? Because when I started out on, dabbling into all these different spiritual practices, I found that there were just some things that didn't resonate with me. Like I touched on this yesterday, where I was talking about mantras and affirmations. I just don't have time for them. And there are reasons why they work for some people and they don't for others. And I think a lot of it is behind the intention. So you know what? Let's go there. Screw it. Let's go there for a few minutes and then we'll keep going. But if you're repeating a mantra or an affirmation, we'll just pick on those two things because they're easy to give examples of. Let's say you're doing affirmations and you're repeating mantras or whatever. Why are you doing them, right? And it's not to get an end result. I know that's kind of the purpose of them. I understand that. But why? Why those practices as opposed to something else, right? As opposed to visualization, okay? Is it because those actually work for you? Then great, thumbs up, keep doing them. Especially if you're getting results. If you're not, that's a whole other story. We'll touch on that eventually too. Might not be in this video, but I'm just rolling with it. I'm just gonna babble. Okay, so what are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of these practices that obviously you started with positive intentions and to gain something out of them, right? Whatever the end game is doesn't matter. I want a boyfriend, I want money, I want spiritual awakening, I want a house, I want whatever you want. I want peace, I want a divorce, I want to have a kid, whatever, it doesn't matter. I need a new job. I want a career. I want to start a business. All the earthly things that we experience as humans. This is usually what people use like mantras and affirmations for. Visualization, even, like all of these things. And for it, like, no matter what, when you boil it down, even if it's not those physical, 3D earthly things, it's ultimately to have a better life, right? It's to improve your life. It's to bring joy into your life. It's to be happy. It's to be satisfied. It's to be comforted. It is to be safe. It is to be all of those things, right? So back to my question of what are you getting out of it? What was your intention going into it, and are you getting that out of it? And I'm not saying results are happening overnight. Like maybe you have to do affirmations and mantras. It could be weeks. It could be months, right? Before you really start seeing it. The real key to this, if this is the kind of stuff you want to do, is faith, right? It's the knowing. I know that I know that I know this works. I know I have it. I know I own it. I know I am it, right? Even if you don't see it, feel it, taste it, smell it, touch it in the 3D world, you know in your inner core that it's yours. Even if you don't, experience it with your, your 5 senses, right? The faith that is in there, the belief, and that unwavering knowing that it's yours, this should produce results. And I think a lot of people give up really early because they don't see the results 10 minutes later. Think about it. Oh, see, I'm recording on my phone. I was going to hold it up and say, when you have a phone, like a smartphone, right? Not a flip phone. Yeah, I know people still have them. I'm not making fun of you. I think they have their place. I think there's really good things about flip phones. Maybe that'll be a future episode, a future video. But point is that everything is at your fingertips and it is there instantly. And we're so spoiled and so conditioned to have everything right away that when we don't, we're whiny toddlers, like seriously. And I know age can play a factor into this, and I'm not bashing anyone and I'm not praising anyone, okay? Like my generation, we didn't have all this stuff. We didn't get stuff right away. We couldn't just watch a movie whenever we wanted. We couldn't just listen to a song whenever we wanted. Like seriously, right? So having that experience should make someone like me who has had that experience even more grateful for the fact that I can listen to a song or watch a movie right away. I can connect with people all over the world in an instant, in a split second. This is fabulous. This, I can't even imagine trying to reach out to people and connect with people from a spiritual perspective back in 1992. No way. Like, God bless all those people who came before me and have been awake in like the 60s and the 70s, the 80s, the 90s even. Like, rock on. I love you all so much because it's incredible, right? And I know I'm kind of going on a tangent, but I know this is a good conversation. So we're so impatient. So back to the mantra and affirmation kind of thing, spiritual practices in general. You could call it manifestation, maybe. I'll do videos on that too. Got some great topics coming up. But going back to that, have the patience, right? Have the faith. Have the faith that it's on its way, right? So let's now keep on the thread of what are you getting out of it? You're not getting something out of it. Okay. So if it's been 3 days, well, I would suggest maybe you keep with it for another couple of weeks or a couple of months, right? Just every day. How long are you doing it, right? Are you meditating for 2 hours about wanting a new job? What? Do you know how much time that is? That you could be doing other things. Meditate for 10 minutes. You know, if you think you're so spiritual because you spend all this time meditating, no, it's not how it works. If you're in a deep and strong and powerful meditation, great. But if you think you have to do that, you feel you have to do that in order to get what it is that you want or to be perceived as so spiritual, it's garbage nonsense. No, less is more. I'm telling you, less is more. Chop wood, carry water. That saying is, do your practice, be that spiritual person in whatever way, shape, or form works for you and is effective for you, and go about your day. Forget it. Forget it. You're done. Okay? Do your thing, do your mantra, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day, all of those things, right? Maybe half an hour in total for the day. And then go and live your life. Take care of the small details. Do it with a smile on your face, right? Be smiling, be grateful. Stop and smell the roses. Take 10 minutes to just chill and, play with your dog, whatever, right? These are the things that are going to then change the energy around you. That's the money. It's not what you do. It's not how you do it. It's not how long you do it, although those can be effective things. If you have not put positive vibes out there and into your energy, around your aura, in your house, in your office cubicle, in your car, wherever you are, then how can that goodness filter through? Is it osmosis? All these gifts coming from the ethers through your etheric field? Well, it can't get through if you don't have a strong etheric field. It means it has to be positive. It has to be happy. Here's what I do. I've been doing this for years, and people laugh at me when I say it, and I don't care. Because, except my woo-woo friends, they're like, that's awesome, and then they chuckle and, they tell me what they do. So here's what I do. I tell people all the time, and I truly mean this. I live in a sparkly pink bubble. And the way it works is there's nothing but pure love and light and happy and rainbows and sunshines and puppies. In my sparkly pink bubble, everything is awesome, right? There are filters that only allow the good in, and anything, if stuff happens to get in, because usually for me, because I'm in the bubble. So if I'm creating anything that's yucky, poo-poo, and it's like starting to fill my sparkly pink bubble, then I do something to get rid of it. It's like, okay, we got to unplug and let all the crappy stuff out, right? And then seal it back up, and we're back in the bubble. And I will literally do this, like visualizing. My sparkly pink bubble has served me so well. Here's the thing. Is it perfect? No. Is it real? No, it's imaginary. It's my imagination. You need to really be creative and use your imagination to see what's going to work for you and try different things. Who cares? Nobody knows but you. Well, it may be me if you tell me. I tell you all my stuff now. So you'll be like crazy lady in her sparkly pink bubble. Whatever. Who cares? Right? And then there are so many other things that I do to try and bring positivity in. Are there bad days? Hell yeah. Do I experience negative stuff? Absolutely. Is my life perfect? I can hardly. Are you kidding me? No. Right? But that's part of being human. If you think that your life is supposed to be happy and joyful and perfect all day, every day, you are deluded. You are deluded. Like, no. And as soon as you come to that realization, it might suck, right? It might be a little bit of a shadow period where you're like, oh my God, I'm down in the dumps. It's part of spiritual awakening. Part of the journey where the realization is, oh crap. I don't like this. And then the aha moment, the light bulb goes off and you're like, oh, okay. I get it. So now what? What do I do next? Positive thoughts. Clean your house. Go for a walk. Eat a salad. Eat a steak. Eat an apple. Eat a chocolate bar. I don't care. Eat some Doritos. Do the things that raise your frequency, raise your vibration. I mean, I sound like a broken record with every other like woo-woo teacher or speaker, right? But there's a reason for that. It's true. You got to be high vibing. And the more you do that, the better you're going to feel. So, in conclusion for today, mantras, visualization, all of this stuff, is it good? Well, you get to decide that. Take stock, think about what you're doing, do that little analysis. I know, bring in that logical, practical part of your brain and your heart and your body and your soul. Bring the logic in and go, okay, let's look at this logically, then feel into it. Whatever feels right, do that. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. Well, in theory, everything is, right? Okay, we're going to leave it there. So thank you for watching. We got through day 2. I'm so excited. Okay, so since you've made it this far, I would love for you to like, share, subscribe, comment. You know I'm going to say it all the time at the end of the video. This does help the YouTube algorithm so that it will show these videos to more people who, like you, might like to see this kind of content. I have a goal in mind for the channel and what I'm doing with this series, a few goals, and I will share. So like I said, this is just the first few days. First 11 days, first 10 days I would say, we're going to be sharing because sharing is caring. And then day 11, I got something special planned. So be around for that for sure. All right, we're wrapping it up there. So take care and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.